Friends, it's Life Coach Rich. This is a brief video about Bidenomics and our current economy in 2024 to see if Bidenomics have been working for the last several years while Biden's been in office. And this is it has a good chart in here related to showing different things that are completely more expensive than they used to be. Let's just listen to this related to Bidenomics, see if they're actually working, because Biden says that they are. And that the economy is doing great in the summer of 2024. All of the changes he's made, the economy is one of the most flourishing economies, and we all know that that's not true. But there's some numbers behind it, so it's a really good chart. Let's listen to this right here.
I just want to add to Steve's comments. I call that number, Cheryl, deceptively correct. As you pointed out, every month it gets adjusted. So the 206,000 jobs, again, Steve is right. The second largest employer last year was the government, and they're back on the same track again this year. There is no GDP generated by government jobs. And
So what he's talking about is that the jobs numbers is deceptively correct. So that the government's the highest employer in 2024 when he's talking about in basically the last year. So the government's been the largest employer of jobs and driver of jobs. So yes, they created new jobs, but there's no GDP. So basically there's the economy, the rest of the working class, the normal people, it's not really helping our economy. Right? It's not small businesses that are making all of the profits. It's that are thriving. It's the government, and they can hire more people because they can always print more money. But it doesn't help our economy overall, right? When you're printing money and then giving out money for the jobs you're doing, I mean, it's just sort of it's just adding to your debt. And so they're not trying to balance the debt at all. So does it really help the middle class families and everything? No. Here's the chart.
Totally absent in that chart we just showed. Where's manufacturing? Last month there was 2,000 less manufacturing jobs. The unemployment rate is up year over year. The number of unemployed is up year over year. And this is all attributed to this administration, Cheryl, in my opinion. What I'll call is like inflation is like carbon monoxide. It's the silent killer that's creating job problems and the quality of life. It is pervasive. People are still using dynamic pricing, Steve, to your point, and we're continuing to suffer under reckless spending that's causing these problems in our economy.
Please do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe, and notifications. And then also after you're done, please share the video with a friend. That really helps the channel grow. Thank you so much. And let's continue. Prices, gas prices, wow. Credit card debt, real hourly wages down. But all of these first three are up. 30-year mortgages up 150% and groceries up 20%. So the same groceries that you tried to buy a couple of years ago, you're paying more for all of this stuff. See, these things, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wages are down, but everything else costs more. Even though the Biden administration says that the economy is thriving, is it really thriving? Here's actual numbers, here's actual facts, instead of just acting like that everything's okay and living in fantasy land and basically lying to the American people.
It's stressing the fault lines in our economy, and whoever gets in that White House next year is going to be hit with a wrecking ball to try and pull this back, Cheryl.
And those are two different types of messages coming from each of our presidential candidates right now. And speaking of...
Okay, and then here, let's look at this chart right here. It says inflation under Biden. And then so you can't see it because of the numbers right here, but this is basically January 2021. And then this is 2022, and then the middle of 2024. So this is the CPI year over year. So basically consumer price index, it's the cost of living. The cost of living, Biden continued to say, well, it was just because we inherited something that was just so broken. It's because of the magnitude of what we inherited. What did you inherit? Right here. Okay, this is January 2021. You took over in 2020, right? And so you were already in the White House for a year, right? And then it continued to climb in 2021 through 2022. So this year was a massive, massive increase in inflation. Massive increase, 2021 to 2022, massive year of inflation. And that's nobody's fault but yours. That's nobody's fault but Biden's. And then now it's slowly trying to be coming down. And then it's down to 3.3, but it's still lower than before. How come you can't get it below this right here? The 1.4 in 2021. Well, it's because of bad policies. So it's still coming down, but it's just not true of what he was saying. He has, under his leadership, everything has gotten more expensive. And we feel that just like all those other charts say, the stuff that it costs consumers, just the cost of living, the normal groceries, gas, electricity, water, all that kind of stuff, everything costs more now. And he still continues to try to play everything that the Democrats do. If something's not working, it's always Trump's fault. It's always the Republicans' fault, right? They never take responsibility for it. Yeah, these policies that we're putting in place, maybe these aren't working. Well, we don't really care because all the Americans are still paying for all of your gas, Mr. President. You're not putting gas in your own vehicle. You're not buying your own groceries. We're buying your own groceries. So you're welcome. But all of us that are buying our own groceries and gas, then we don't buy the lie that everything is going great because we feel it in our pocketbook. We know that it was better under Trump. So hopefully we'll get you out of here in 2024. That's what I hope. That's what I have for you for right now. Just giving you some stats, some numbers, and everything. Hopefully it's helpful. This Life Coach Rich. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.